Nikki gets arty with elephants. Sal snaps into action with some Crocs. And Jane soars like an eagle, helping tag endangered raptors. It's not quite the real thing, but this tropical corner of the zoo is a little taste of home for 5 very special Asian elephants. Bong Su is the bull, the undisputed boss. He's not one for getting his trunk wet, though. Girls, on the other hand, will gladly take a shower any time of day. It's bath time with Keeper John Tully, a daily ritual that's about more than keeping clean.
Elephants need a good scrub to lift any dead skin that comes up.
Yeah.
You're giving her a nice big rub because she loves that, but also ingrown hairs, anything that
Really?
might
They get ingrown hairs?
Yeah,
And pimples and
absolutely,
things?
Mek Kappa is lapping up all the attention. She's totally relaxed.
We've got one of our elephants who actually is known to fall asleep during her washdown, so it's really good quality time for the keeper and for the elephant as well.
An Asian elephant's skin is 30 millimetres thick, which gives it protection against bites, bumps and the region's changeable weather. It's smoother than their African cousins, but it's still as rough as old boots.
It's rough. It's kind of sandpapery, and the hair is really wiry. I didn't actually notice that they had hair, but up close they've got hair.
Keeper Steve keeps Mek Kappa happy with some tasty treats as he carries out his daily health and beauty checks. Don't forget the Tootsies, boys. Yep, and the other one. Ooh, nice. Zoos have faced controversy about keeping these majestic wild animals in captivity. But breeding programs aim to create an insurance population for this endangered species. The keepers have a unique way of communicating with the elephants.
It's a mixture of different words. We've got some Thai words, some Malaysian words, some English words and also some made-up words. And the idea is that we have a training language and there's no confusion. The elephants know what we are asking of them and we certainly don't get confused as well.
They're kept in shape with regular walks around the 3 paddocks at the zoo. But these girls are also doing their bit for elephant conservation. Elephant artwork is raising some serious funds.
Well, I think we need a bit of green in there, seeing as I'm wearing green, and maybe if she splashes it on me.
It won't show up as much.
We won't see it.
There we go.
What a classic.
Good girl.
Oh, good girl. Now, do you think she can actually differentiate with the colours?
As far as we know, elephants don't see in the same colour spectrum as we do. But it's more about the action of painting and giving them the freedom on the canvas as well, as you can see.
So they're water-based paints, they're going to wash out all right?
They are, yeah. Everything's non-toxic.
What a masterpiece. Back at the pool, Bong Su has finally ventured into the water. And the boys are on their way with some icy cold watermelon. Shot-putting skills come in handy when you're a zookeeper. And check out that strength as he demolishes his prize.
Good morning, you're listening to Gove FM. It's 7:05, another stunning dry season day. Why am I sitting in here when I should be heading out in my tinny and launching out in the Arafura Sea to get a bag full?
A small town on the edge of Arnhem Land. Living alongside the people, there are some not-so-friendly locals. A buffalo left this hole behind as it gate-crashed a game of tennis.
Yeah, Roger, Raccoon, go ahead, over. Roger, we got Barrow in the kangaroo trap, over. Roger, I might call the schools to see if they want to come and have a look at us getting it out of the trap, over.
It's the job of Dimaroo and Parks and Wildlife Rangers like Phil Wise to balance conserving wild crocodiles, or barrow as the Aboriginals call them, with educating locals.
How big is it? Today we've got a burrow in the trap, so we wanted to talk to everyone a little bit about burrow safety, crocodile safety.
But another croc could easily find its way in
A
tomorrow.
new burrow coming into this lagoon.
So it's important to teach the kids about staying away from the water's edge. A 2-metre saltwater crocodile is lurking just under the surface here, hiding itself just like it would when stalking an animal.
It's really dangerous to work.
So Mowalan's just going to try and loop the top jaw of the crocodile now.
Mawal and Marika and the team work carefully, keeping the crocodile and themselves safe.
It's doing its roll. We might just roll it back the other way, eh? Yeah. Roll it back.
The next step is putting the cable tie over both jaws.
That's it, just there. Now pull it tight. Behind that knot. There you go. Jaws are shut. It's a lot safer now for us to handle it. We've got to be careful not to cover its nostrils so it can still breathe.
Saltwater crocs have up to 68 teeth in their jaw, and they can bite down to more than 2 tons of pressure. Not the friendliest look he's giving us, is it? A wet cloth over his eyes helps relax him. Up until 1971, crocodiles were hunted for their skins in Australia and almost became extinct. They became a protected species, and now there's around 70,000 in the wild.
See it breathing, see its chest moving up and down and its nostrils are opening.
Both Guy Mawari and this baru are on a journey. We'll follow the adventures of the crocodile later in the show. There aren't many animals that require this many people on deck for a dental procedure. But when your patient weighs nearly 200 kilos, has paws that can easily knock over a large man, and a mouth that looks like this, a one-on-one consultation is out of the question. Honey is one of 2 Syrian brown bears at the zoo, and she's having dental issues. Not many people would be keen to put their hands in a bear's mouth. But for vet Stephen Coles, it's all in a day's work. And Mel's on a visit to see how it's done.
With these
Honey is a fair age for a bear. And looking at the x-rays, Stephen concludes the teeth are riddled with holes. Honey's arrived. It's time to get her onto the operating table. The netting over Honey is used just in case the anaesthetic hasn't kicked in. But this girl is now well and truly out of it. Time is tight, so Stephen has to work quickly.
No, it'll be a bit of a wrestle to get the teeth out.
First of all, he checks the general health of the mouth, looking for signs of infection, abscesses or gum disease. And Stephen's found his first extraction.
Have a look at it and see what's there.
Okay.
Which could be fun.
At 22, Honey's old in bear years, so it's no surprise that some of her teeth are a little worse for wear.
Right, so we've got a broken fragment of tooth here.
That's coming out quite happily there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's pretty loose.
Did you expect it to be that loose, Steve?
No, it's not always that
If
easy.
these teeth aren't removed, chronic infection can set in, which could then poison the bloodstream or leave her unable to eat.
Probably easier just to take the smaller one out first and have a look at it.
Syrian brown bears are extinct in the wild, so keeping these captive bears healthy is crucial for their future survival.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nice and rounded, we've got it all.
Terrific. Success.
Success.
All that trouble just for these little guys. They're actually a lot smaller than I thought.
It's rare for a bear to be on the operating table, so the team and Mel take the opportunity to check her paws for any problems.
How's this for a paw? I certainly wouldn't want to be on the wrong side of that. It's massive.
It's time to turn this big beauty over, and for Mel to get her first opportunity to take out a bear's tooth.
That's it. Lee, thank you very much.
Okay, We're going to do the same thing here,
Same deal on
unless
this
you
side.
want to do it.
Oh, all right.
You want to have a go?
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll put some gloves on and you can have a dig at it.
Mel's a vet herself, but she generally only deals with domestic pets. So this is a big thrill.
Loosening a bit there.
That's it.
There he goes.
Just keep going. Beautiful.
There it is. Woohoo! My first ever and probably only bare tooth extraction.
So that's fine. So she can wake up and go back and continue her life with a pain-free mouth. Good.
With a brand new smile, Honey's free to return home.
Someone shut the door, please.
Okay, thanks.
A few hours later, she's made a full recovery.
Check her out. By the looks of things, there's certainly nothing wrong with those teeth now.
Welcome to Pam Tully's world.
All these little ones, all little babies. No mums.
For the past 20 years, she's been rescuing sick, injured and orphaned bats. These are the fruit bat or flying fox variety. And just to confuse you, there are 4 subspecies of flying fox in the area where Pam lives. There's no denying they're fascinating animals, and Pam certainly knows a thing or two about them.
The wings are a skin or membrane, 2 layers in between microscopic oil cells, and the sun and grooming keeps that soft and supple.
And why is it bats prefer to hang upside down?
Very narrow hips or pelvis, too narrow to support his body weight.
Right.
So he has to hang, he can't sit upright.
But did you know that bats have 92% human DNA? And in some parts, that makes it mankind's closest living relative in the animal kingdom. Remind you of anyone?
They have a language and it all means something.
Do they? They speak to each other?
Yes, they speak to each other.
There are social structures within colonies where they can spend hours at a time grooming one another, and they're known to live up to 12 years in the wild. These are microbats, and there are so many, Pam has volunteers lend a hand from all points on the globe.
From the US, from the UK, Europe. They come and stay for periods of time, anything up to 6 months.
Pam's Batreach Centre is open to any injured or orphaned native animals.
This is a baby striped possum, one of our rainforest possums, very wriggly. So it has a few small abrasions, but luckily I don't think they're too bad.
And it's no 9 to 5 at Pam's. This fella's on 3 hourly feeds, so someone is up all through the night. Andrew, the local vet, is a regular visitor to Batreach. This little quoll was attacked by a cat. She was paralysed in her hind legs when she came to Pam, but she's starting to use them, which gives everyone hope she'll be back in the wild soon. Anyone expecting to pop around for a quiet cuppa in the afternoon will soon find themselves with a knife in hand.
Are you sure we haven't got some we prepared earlier?
We haven't. I'm sorry. Here we go. Hi, guys. Dinner.
And it's out into the yard to feed the grateful visitors. There's no hanging around when it comes to feeding time. That is the agitated sound a mother peregrine falcon makes when it senses trouble heading towards its offspring. Victor Hurley is on a quest to save the endangered falcon. Not that the noisy mother sees it that way. Scaling this wild rocky cliff face, he could be a nest robber, but she needn't worry. It's all in the name of conservation. Unlike other birds, peregrine falcons won't abandon their nest if they see it being disturbed. Once they've got chicks, it's almost impossible to drive them away. That makes them very good parents.
She's not impressed with her underage children getting leg jewellery, but she will settle down once we return the chicks to the nest. So it's like a bracelet that slides up and down and can spin around quite happily.
Tarsus name?
45.65.
Victor is in charge of the Peregrine Falcon group. What started as a hobby has turned into a full-time job. Urban development, pesticides and low reproductive rates all mean an uncertain future for this proud and powerful bird.
So one of the interesting things with this species, like all birds of prey, the females are bigger than males. So if that's a male chick in my right hand there, then sitting next to it is its sister. And looking at the head alone, you can sort of see a big size difference.
Peregrine Falcon is the fastest bird in the world, reaching diving speeds well over 330 kilometres an hour. It's important to keep a lookout for Mum.
I'm a potential predator in their mind, and even though I put the chicks back, they still view me as a potential threat.
Victor and his team have tagged hundreds of birds over the years. This helps keep track of numbers and their breeding patterns.
So how do you get up there?
With a bit of help from our slingshot, we fire a rope over the line, and then it's one hand over the other.
The climb up is very hard work, but for Victor, the effort involved is nothing compared to the reward. The Peregrine Project has expanded its scope to study other raptors, including the wedge-tailed eagle, one of the largest eagles in the world.
Always use bare hands when handling these sorts of animals so you do less damage to them.
There's no issue with human scent on the chick. The parents have invested a lot of time in building the nest, sat on the egg for 60 days, and then reared them for around 10 weeks.
We've got 1 kilo, we've got 920, we've got 910.
It takes just a few minutes to assess the bird through a series of measurements. Victor measures the head and bill, which not only confirms the sex of the bird, but also to compare its growth with other birds in the area.
The feet are the only thing that I'm at all worried about. These
They're incredible talons, look at that.
They are indeed. It's the last thing many a rabbit sees in this area.
And again, safely placing bands on the birds is Victor's #1 priority.
These are colour-coded so that we can hopefully see them through a telescope later in life. This big band, the green band, is one that we're developing because it's believed that these eagles can actually take these off before they even leave the nest.
Another day over for Victor and his team, knowing that their work is helping the Peregrine Falcon and the wedge-tailed eagle thrive. And you know what? I think that might even be a smile of appreciation.
It's 2:20 in the Arvo. Earlier in the day we were told the Dimmeroo and Parks boys were pretty busy down by the town lagoon. I hope it's all going well, fellas. We'll keep you in touch with more updates when we get them on Go FM.
The traditional Baru or crocodile song and dance illustrates the respect Indigenous people have for this creature. The trapped saltwater croc is transferred to the Garangeli crocodile farm quickly and carefully.
We'll just lie down here and measure it first, quickly. You got it?
This is the croc's new home, affectionately called the pond, while Phil Wise and the Dimmeroo Rangers record some vital stats.
1 metre, 94 centimetres, so nearly 2 metres.
Look around carefully and you'll see some of the croc's new roomies. Jeff Wallin is the man in charge.
Can you remember your first experience ever with a crocodile?
I think I was surfing actually, near Town Beach. I'm actually waiting for waves, counting the waves, and there's a croc in the waves.
So what did you do? Did you keep surfing?
No, I didn't.
Jeff has a great respect for his crocs. And he feeds them weekly. He taps his feet to let them know he's approaching.
It's just get used to the noise. I tap.
It's patterns like this that breed familiarity in the crocs. But Jeff maintains you should never be complacent with them and never ever trust them. Trust is not a word that comes to mind meeting Big Ben Hur in his private enclosure. He's a 4.5 metre giant with a permanent bad mood and some bad manners to match.
There he goes, he just burped.
Someone on the oars?
Meanwhile, Phil and the team are about to release the trapped croc.
So what we do is get the oars either side of its head so I'm safe when I'm cutting it out.
The eyes are left covered to keep the crocodile relaxed. But I wonder how Phil's feeling as he removes the tape.
Just careful, yeah, sometimes with bigger ones I'm pretty nervous, but with these smaller ones I just like to be pretty careful and keeping an eye on things.
The final step before letting him go is to cut the cable tie.
Is everyone ready? Yeah. When I cut it, we'll give it a big push into the water.
Once he settles in, this croc will join the others helping educate visitors, ultimately protecting the future of these awesome creatures.
On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3, shove it.
See you later.
See you later.
See you later, alligator.
Well, as the sun sets on another beautiful day in the Goat Peninsula, final update in today's Trap Croc. It's settling in well, so a big shout out to the Rangers. Had a busy day, boys. Sleep well, fellas.
And that's the end of another day for us. Until next time on Danger Wild Animals.